Good morning, early risers. I'm Jennifer Mullen, and this is your CBS6Albany.com morning update. New this morning, Christchurch, the Garden City, turned to its most beautiful site, the Botanic Gardens, to commemorate the 3rd anniversary of the devastating February 2011 earthquake. Hundreds of people are expected to attend a civic memorial there today. At 12:51 this afternoon, New Zealanders across the country will stop for a moment of silence. The 6.3 magnitude earthquake devastated the area, killing 185 people and causing an estimated $40 billion in damage. Pope Francis will create the first batch of cardinals of his papacy today. 9 of the 19 are coming from South America, Africa, and Asia. The new princesses of the church will be presented with scarlet red berettas and gold wings at a ceremony later on this morning. Apple co-founder Steve Jobs, he could appear on a U.S. postage stamp next week. His name was on a list of approved stamp subjects obtained by the Washington Post, along with Michael Jackson, Jimi Hendrix, John Lennon, and Elizabeth Taylor. A Postal Service representative says the list is still subject to change. It's all part of an effort to raise revenues by issuing more stamps of pop culture figures. Jobs, who died in 2011, would be the first person from America's computer industry to be honored on a stamp. Also new this morning, a 10-cent fee could be tacked onto your disposable carryout bags. That's if state lawmakers in Vermont get their way. The charge would be for plastic paper and other single-use bags used by retailers. Earlier this week, we told you about a plastic bag ban in Great Barrington, Massachusetts, and that takes effect March 1st. Well, demonstrations continue even with a peace deal in place this morning in Ukraine. After 3 days of violence that left close to 100 people dead, the government and the opposition inked a deal that strips the country's president of much of his executive powers. The agreement also calls for new elections by December. Washington is applauding this deal.
We consider this a positive development, mindful of the fact that the agreement is one thing, implementation is another, and we're going to be closely monitoring that with our European friends.
The demonstrations began late last November when the Ukrainian president turned away from a pact with the European Union and accepted a bailout from Russia. Police in 2 capital region towns are looking to a Facebook post that has officers and residents on high alert this morning. The Facebook post claims a woman was pulled over this week on River Road extension at the border of Colony and Niskayuna, right near the entrance to the bike path, by a man who was impersonating a police officer. The post says the man was driving a large white SUV dressed in black pants and a black button-down shirt and approached her driver's side window. Well, he apparently told her that she couldn't block traffic on the narrow road and asked that she let him in the back seat so that they could drive together to the entrance of the bike path. The Facebook post says the woman asked for a badge number and then called 911 to make sure he was a legitimate officer, which is exactly what you should do if you find yourself in a similar situation. Now, when the woman did this, the man apparently sprinted back to his car and took off. Police in Colony and Niskayuna say they're aware of the post and they're looking into it, but they haven't received a formal complaint. We're, of course, going to keep you posted with any new developments, but for now, it is a great reminder to be on alert this weekend. Well, First Lady Michelle Obama stopped by the new Tonight Show last night to promote her causes and joke about her husband's cooking. First things first, she walked on stage and congratulated Jimmy Fallon for his new hosting role on the legendary show. She also appeared in a comedy sketch on the show with Fallon and comedy star Will Ferrell. Take a look.
Wow, Michelle, you're pretty strong. You could totally battle the Olympics.
Well, thank you, Sarah. I do try to exercise every day.
Really? Because I think exercise is
Exercise is not
The First Lady has also been a regular on The Late Show with David Letterman, promoting her Let's Move campaign. Gotta like a lady with a sense of humor. All right, what's next for the weekend? Albany Devils take on the Norfolk Admirals. The puck drops later on today at 5. It's at the Times Union Center. The first 1,500 fans to show up will get a Darcy Zajac bobblehead. SPAC's Winter Ball is tonight. It's going to be a Russian whiteout theme. For $80, you can enjoy a wintry wonderland with an open bar, live music, and dancing. There's also going to be costume contests and glittering giveaways. Things kick off there in Saratoga at 8 p.m. And it's the final weekend for the Lake George Winter Carnival. It's happening at Shepherd Park. Admission is free. A chicken wing cook-off is scheduled for today at noon. Later on, a bonfire on the beach and fireworks over the lake. That's your CBS6Albany.com morning update. Check back throughout the morning for updates and breaking news. Eric has your latest weather forecast. That's right here on the homepage. Have a wonderful Saturday, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow morning.